Okay. What are you doing in my room? Right, I thought I'd actually explain to Horseface Cordelia that I don't actually have roommates. She should know this by now. Okay. Ever since this dump of a coven has somehow become some kind of bigger school, even though it was basically just a rehab center beforehand. We've just had people coming in and out all the time, and now I have someone in my room. There are plenty of rooms in this place. You're gonna have to go find another one, okay? Yes. Yes. Madison Montgomery, movie star. You probably have heard quite a bit about me. Yes, some of it may be negative, because unfortunately most of the people in this coven don't see true power when it hits them right smack dab in the face. Truthfully, I was supposed to be supreme of this coven, and then it was stolen from me. First of all, by the original supreme, who I don't even think she deserved that title, by slitting my throat, as you can probably see. Still, I have this scar, and I don't think it's ever gonna go. But I guess I'll just have to deal with it. All I can really do is cover it up with as much concealer as possible without turning my neck orange. For about a month, I was as pale as a ghost. Oh, okay, I should probably explain to you. Yeah, when you're a witch, if your throat gets slit, it doesn't always mean that you die. I mean, I did die, and basically got held hostage as a corpse. But we're not going to talk about that. Also lost my arm, which is why I tend to wear long sleeves now rather than short sleeves, because I have a massive ass big slit down my arm. Once again, we're not going to talk any further about that. But regardless, someone brought me back to life, and now I'm here. Yeah, see, there was a witch called Misty Day. She wasn't around for too long. You see, we all ended up taking part in this competition. Well, sort of competition, except you can't die during it. Obviously, I'm still here. Although I have technically now died twice, but not during the competition. Yeah, well, that's another funny story. You see, I actually died the second time because another witch, Zoe, you probably met her because she thinks she's some kind of big shot now that she's on the council. Yeah. She and I, me mostly, created the perfect boyfriend. And he really was perfect. Perfect abs, perfect muscles, great package. But I basically put him together because, once again, horrible incident that we're not going to talk about. Basically, I killed him accidentally. Flipped a bus over and it all kind of got a bit messy. But in the end, I decided that when Zoe was crying and doing all this, I was going to try and help her out because I am such a good friend. And we basically put together all these boy parts and made ourselves a perfect little boyfriend. But you see, the idea here was that we shared him, as I, being the one who actually brought him back to life, deserves some attention too. But of course Zoe wanted to have him all to herself. So she essentially just tricked him and told him that she loved him and all this kind of crap. So in the end they flaunted off and left me, and Zoe has also died once before, and I refused to bring her back to life. She lost fair and square in the tournament, and Cordelia wanted me to bring her back to life to prove that I could do it. I don't need to prove that I can do anything. what's been happening here before all this started happening. Yeah. Well, I don't think I was brought back to life lightly, should we say. It took a while, that's for sure. But basically, Carl got a bit annoyed that I didn't bring Zoe back to life and strangled me. And then Spaulding, who used to be a little slave around the house, he was actually the one who decided to keep me as a living doll beforehand and made me lose an arm. He decided he was going to try and help Kyle to hide me. That didn't really work very well because suddenly there was just a big dug up part in the yard. Cordelia wondered why. And Zoe and Queenie obviously thought, well, I've disappeared somewhere. They thought I'd originally gone because I said I was leaving and was gonna basically bring a big horde to the coven to kill them all. Wouldn't have actually done that. But, yeah. So in the end, they dug up the hole and they found me and decided morally that they should bring me back, even though apparently I was a pain in the ass. I don't think so. I always think I'm the only one that makes sense around here. So, I suppose the question is, why are you here? I mean, you must have done something to deserve to be in this dump place. Okay. I'm relatively impressed. I guess that's your speciality, then. I remember Myrtle using some other word, but I can't remember what it was. Belly wig or something. I can't remember. Well, basically, by the sounds of it, it seems like you have the speciality in that. Whereas I, personally, am best at, I suppose, arson and controlling people. It's quite fun, to be honest. For instance, have you got a cigarette? Oh, yours? Yeah, I don't care. You're gonna have to give me one. Thank you. I appreciate it. And a lighter as well. I've lost mine. Thank you. Very good. Well, this is a crappy lighter. Thank you. That's better. Cordelia doesn't actually like me to smoke inside, but I don't really care. No? Okay. Well, I didn't particularly want a cigarette, so. So, considering you've kind of impressed me with what you told me, I guess, for now at least, you can stay in my room until I talk to Cordelia and find you another room. Me and Zoe actually used to share a room when Kyle was around, but as I said, she used to get insanely jealous. Once she actually walked in on me and Kyle, she didn't look particularly happy, but I kind of wanted it to happen, to be honest. I needed her to be able to see that he cared for me as well. I wouldn't say that I loved him or anything. I haven't really felt love for anyone, ever. Not even my mother, and most people would think that you would, but no. She She pushed me into acting when I was about 3, just so she could make money off me. So I never had anyone that I particularly cared for. And then, when she came along, I did think maybe we could be friends. I even took her to a party. A first party as well. I don't actually think she owns any other clothes other than from the cap. Hopefully you do. Okay, good. It's a little bit better. Although I think that maybe spending time with me, you might reconsider some of your choices. Well, I think maybe we should set out some rules if you're going to be in my room. First of all, you don't bring anyone back here. I'm the only one that can do that, and it doesn't happen very often because I tend to try and run away as much as possible. Don't really like to be around here. But I don't want to be here hearing all of that, okay? So, only I'm allowed to do that if it does happen. Okay. Secondly, when it comes down to who's in charge around this whole place, it would have to be me. I mean, Cordelia thinks she is because, well, she ended up basically cheating me out of becoming the Supreme. Yeah. But that still doesn't mean that I don't have a chance. Because at the end of the day, Cordelia is kind of agent. So, surely, if we're talking about the next generation of the Supremes, I should be next in line. And it only makes sense. Because Queenie, definitely not. We used to actually have this other girl who thought she could have a chance. I mean, she was good to a certain extent with being a clairvoyant, but that was about it. She died. I don't actually know how she died. She just kind of disappeared one day, and everyone just kind of assumed that she died somehow. How did she die? I think in the end we kind of divulged there was something to do with Fiona. Yeah, that's another thing you should probably know if you're here. Fiona used to be the Supreme of this coven. She was an interesting Supreme. She kind of had the right idea though. She left this all behind and went off and done her own thing. Used her powers for her own good. Instead of staying here and teaching all the other people, she left her daughter here. I don't blame her either. If Cordelia was my daughter, I'd definitely do the same. But as I said, I think she had the right idea. If I were you, I wouldn't have come here by choice. Okay. So you were visited by Myrtle before she topped it, huh? Oh yeah, Myrtle's dead. Did you not know that? Well, she had this whole dramatic thing about leaving the old stuff behind and basically asked Cordelia to send her to the flame. I didn't get to go. Unfortunately, I was in the ground at that point. Man, I wish I could have seen that. Well, trust me, if you had known her more than what you just met her, you would have completely understood what I'm talking about. She was insanely annoying. But when we do the 7 Wonders, you would think that she was able to do all that. She wasn't. Find the damn jewel of Annalie Layton. I don't really think you need to be able to find some old dusty antique in a house to be able to prove that you're supreme. I don't understand it at all. I'm getting better at doing that. So it just shows that with age, that I'm going to be able to become the Supreme. and everyone will have to bow down to me, including Queenie and Zoe, who now think they have a big ego trip going on being on the council. Yeah, every coven needs to have a council for some stupid reason. It used to be this guy called Quentin and this really insanely boring looking woman called Miss Cecily Pembroke. I know, stupid ass name. They died as well, actually. I still don't know how they died. I don't know if anybody else knows what's happening with all these people dying, or whether it's just me that's completely out of the know. I don't know. Quite possibly. It does seem like that would happen. They just like to leave me completely out in the dark without telling me anything. So that could be what's happened. But anyway, I suppose I should get back to the rules of staying in this house. Third rule. That's my bed. And there is that single bed over there, and there's like a sofa bed thing, so you can choose either one of those, but I always get the double. Fourth, the bathroom. Obviously, that is an ensuite bathroom. Okay, and I'm usually in there for about 9 AM to about 11 AM. I like to take a bath and then do all my face rituals and put all my makeup on, so I don't want to be disturbed during that whole time. If you do, I will kill you. Okay, because the last thing I want is to be halfway between some eyeliner and then someone knocks on my door and then it'll be ruined. Okay, right, so try your best not to do that. Right, so this outfit that you're wearing right now, I'm not really comfortable with it as a whole piece. And I'm gonna go to a party later, so you can come with me if you want. Oh, it's a sorority party. Yeah, I did used to go to frat parties, but bad things happen at them, I've found. So sorority parties are more safer. People don't get to take you to any bedrooms in sorority parties. So yeah, this whole outfit that you got going on now, you might need to change. And no, I am not lending you anything. You can ask probably one of the other people that are wandering around. Surely you know some of them. Okay. Then I don't really know what to suggest. Maybe I'll sew you a Queenie. Well, actually, maybe not Queenie. There might be some difficulty in fitting into some of her things. Unless you want to wear a bin bag. So, yeah. If you want to come along, then you better be ready in about 2 hours, because I'm leaving with or without you. And no, we do not fly on brooms. Just so you get that. Okay, good. Well, I'm gonna go get ready. As I said, I will be in the bathroom for about 2 hours, so you're gonna have to find another bathroom if you want to get ready in there. Okay. Alright, see you in 2 hours.